Since the lockdown and all the rest of it, I've been speaking to numerous singers and entertainers from the Irish scene, and I'm delighted to welcome a gentleman who is an astounding talent, one of the giants of music in Ireland. He's been performing, a busy man and a busy schedule up until a few weeks back, and he's had many hits. He's got a fantastic live show, a brilliant band, and one of Ireland's favourites. A very, very good day. Mike Denver, how are you?
Good afternoon to you, Jerry. How are you? All in good form. Long time no hear or see, as they say. We hope you're keeping good.
Indeed, going grand. Not going too far, Mike, mind you, but I'm thinking of the same as everybody else.
I think we're all the same. We're stuck here at the moment within the 5 kilometres. So we are. So there's nobody going too far. But I'm very lucky here in Portumna. We're living on the Shannon. We've the Forest Park beside us. So we've a lot of things to keep us going over the weeks here with the 5 kilometres.
All right, that's excellent. So, some nice countryside, some nice scenery, and of course the weather hasn't been too bad.
Yeah, we've been very lucky here, as the weather has been very good here, and it's promised good for the next few days again. So we're away in a hack, as I say. We're lots of people out doing walking and running, and lots of exercising. I think these times, because not much more to do really. So there is everything's gone, as I say. So it's a nice time actually. It's a nice time to relax and to chill out, as I say, and taking all the good things in as well. It's just I suppose it's a pity that we can't have friends and families and stuff around. That's the hardest part of this whole thing.
Indeed so. You were saying about the walking and all that. There are people walking now who have never walked before. Almost, it's become a major pastime.
It is frightening. Yeah, it's frightening to see the amount of people that are out, but it's great. It's great to see people getting a bit of exercise, and it's a way of people, I suppose, meeting people now as well, and keeping that couple of metres distance as well. But you can still have the old chat and stuff, so it's great for people. It's a bit of socialising as well.
Indeed so. You've been a busy lad. How many years are you actually on the road now?
17 gone. Is 2003 I launched the band. I was at it a good few years before that, but 17 years now with the band at the moment. So it's been a great time. You don't feel time flying. It only feels like 5 or 6 years, but the time just flies. So it does. As I say, time flies when you're having fun. But it's been the last couple of months, I suppose, has been very, very easy and taking us back. We haven't done any gigs since the 8th of March, so it's that's really put a damper, I suppose, on the music end of it.
Indeed so. But 17 years is a long time. I didn't actually think it was that long.
I didn't think it myself, I suppose, or it doesn't feel it a lot of the times. I suppose everybody feels younger in their own head than they are, and it doesn't feel as long. But time flies, and say it's something that catches up on us all. But it's been a great time. We've had a great time over the last number of years, and lots of different albums recorded over. I think it's about 17 albums at this stage over the last few years, and 5 DVDs. So it's a lot of time in and out of the studio, and there's been a lot of gigs, I suppose, played over the last number of years.
Indeed so. The last time I think I actually saw you performing live, I wasn't speaking to you, but I saw you performing live, was at the Minolty Steam Threshing in County Meath last summer.
Yeah, last summer. That's a huge festival down there, the Steam Thrashing Festival. It's like a tongue twister for me.
Yes.
It's a huge day. I think there's up on they reckon there's up on 20,000 people or 30,000 people, I think, over the day there, in and out around the stage and stuff. So it's a huge festival here. It's a festival. I suppose it was a little different last year because the rain and it was all flooded out of it. So we were on a different stage that evening. But it's just one of them amazing festivals here in Ireland, and I suppose that's one of the sad things, Jerry, about now, all these festivals that have been gone, is starting really from the May Bank holiday weekend here.
Yes.
Festivals are a huge thing, marquees, dancing and all that kind of stuff. So it's sad to see all these things gone, and it's so many, I suppose, clubs and different things are running festivals, and that's their main source, I suppose, of income for the year, and that all these things are gone as well. So that's I suppose the downside of it all as well for us.
Indeed so, yes. And I know you're a busy man yourself in the band, playing at all those events right up and down the country, because as you say, there is a huge amount of them held right from sort of, as you say, May Bank holiday right through into September.
Yeah, right. It's huge, the festival end of it here. So the year usually starts with me. January is usually, we were just in the middle of a concert tour, January, February and March, myself, Brendan Shine, and Philomena Begley. So the three of us were on tour. We had to pull that in the middle of it, as I say, and that's usually the start of the year. The concerts is the main start of the year, and then we're back dancing usually from, I suppose, Paddy's weekend right on till I suppose June, May, end of May, beginning of June, and then all the festivals really start. And when you go from Clonmany right down to the Steam Trashing, and you have the Tullamore show, and you've, I suppose, going to September even to the National Ploughing Championships, which is a huge thing. So all these festivals are sadly missed now. So we're looking forward to, I suppose, 2021 when all these are lifted and we're back on the road.
Indeed so. They're major events, and major. The thing about it is, I was speaking to somebody else who was saying, like, they're actually major fundraisers for certain villages or certain clubs, certain towns.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I always know all these festivals. They're usually clubs or towns and different things that are running them, and I suppose they put a lot of time and a lot of effort into them, and that's the main income, I suppose, to keep little things that are happening in towns and football clubs and hurling clubs and different things, keeps all them going. So it's hard for all these clubs and different things that I suppose they've planned for a long time for these things, but what can you do with an active God with the, I suppose, what's happened now? We have to put up with it and go with it.
Indeed, that's all. We've really got no say. Now, Mike, congratulations, I must say, to yourself and your lady wife. You had a new arrival in March.
We had our first baby. Is Mia, a little girl. She was born on the 20th of March. So she was. So that's it was a great time for me. It's great to have her here and be able to spend time, and I suppose a bit of bonding and different. Really get to spend time with her, which I suppose is something very unusual for guys in the business, because when I be talking to a lot of the entertainers and guys that have been over the years that have had kids, they say that's the one thing that they regret, was not being able to spend time with the kids in the early days when they're grown up. So I'm very lucky that way. I'm able to spend a bit of time here with Liz and me, and we're relaxing and going for little walks, and just we're taking the time in, and lots of bonding with her.
Indeed, that's lovely, actually, for to have to have that. I suppose with the way, if it had to happen at any time, I suppose this was possibly for you the best time.
Yeah, it really suited me now. It'd suit me if the whole thing was lifted in the next few weeks and
yes.
Get back, because you really miss the gig, and I'd be talking to the guys in the band, and be talking to different singers and that, and everybody is really missing it, because it's like I suppose it's an addiction, the music. It's when you're on the road. Anybody that is on the road and the playing in the band and that, it's because they love it. Because it can be hard at times. There's lots of travelling. There's lots of long hours, so it has to be something that you love. So so many guys here that are missing the road, and they're missing the buzz of playing, and I suppose getting out and being friendship with all the guys that've been on the road. You strike up a friendship, and it's even with people that have been coming to the gigs for so many years. You get to know so many faces. You do strike up a friendship with them, and it's hard not being able to see anybody and no contact with anybody, but that's the way it is.
Indeed, that's the way it is. And another of the things which I'm sure you miss, and many of the other singers miss, is actually the meeting of the people at the concerts and the dances and all that to meet.
Yeah, there's so many people that we have had struck up friendships over the years that you see coming week in, week out, and they fly over from the UK and they fly from different places to come and see the band, and to drive from one end of Ireland to the other to follow us over weekends and stuff. So you miss meeting all these people, and it's hard on people as well, because that's their way of socialising, and that's their night out for the week. So that's taken away from everybody as well. So we're fingers crossed we're on the right side of it now, and hopefully in the next couple of months we'll have it all sorted and be right back where we started.
Indeed. So have you been doing anything musically wise since you basically stopped touring?
I've been doing very little music-wise. I'm doing a little bit of work in the studio. I suppose it's all over Skype. Really, we're talking over and back between Zoom and between WhatsApp and on the phone. Lots of phone calls trying to get different things sorted. So it's a total different way of working. So it is, but it's we're managing it, as to say. It'll be great when a few more restrictions are lifted and we can get over as far as the studio and start getting vocals and different things done. I suppose that's the real drawback. But we're very lucky now with technology that so many stuff can just be emailed any part of the world for different musicians, and it's great that way. So we can still get work done and a few bits done, and hopefully get a couple of DVDs done now as well over the summer.
All right, okay. That is one great thing today. I think that's one great advantage we've got at the moment is because of technology and the number of people who are linking up with technology, be it on social media, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, plus the Zoom connection, plus Skype, plus all of those things. It really makes...
It's the way it's gone, really. It's I suppose the technology is great in ways. It's keeping everybody in contact, which is the main thing. There's so many people that are on their own and isolated and stuff that the technology has brought that. But for guys like myself, it's been I've been very busy over the last while doing lots of lots of radio interviews and lots of television and stuff. But it's not unusual to do a radio interview over the phone. But it was very strange to have to do some television work in one corner of the sitting room or the kitchen and be on the computer between Zoom and Skype and different things. That was a very funny feeling, the very first one to do. But as I say, that's technology, and I can be very lucky that we have this technology that things can stay going.
Indeed so. It definitely is. It's one of those things where were we to go back 25 years ago, none of that would have been possible.
No, it would have brought the whole world even to a bigger standstill. We're in a huge standstill as we speak, but it would have brought things. It would have made it a lot harder and a lot lonelier on people that didn't have contact. So we're very lucky that way with modern technology. There's goods and bads to it every time, but now it's something that's very good, and it's keeping us all in contact with family and friends and stuff that we would usually see on a regular basis. You can't see them now, so that's I suppose a thankful thing.
Indeed so. What have you? What's coming out next? There was a release of the single there, "Your Health Is Your Wealth." That was the last release taken from the last album.
Yeah, Your Health Is Your Wealth was going back to an album from a few years ago. So it was. We just with the times, I suppose. It's the one thing when you're talking to everybody to say your health is your wealth. So just sharp music. Raymond Stewart, record company up there, decided that it was a good single to let off for these few weeks of the bad times. And but the album just before that was an album called Working Man. We had many different tracks in that. That was a very, very popular album for us. That was released, it must be close on 12 months at this stage. But that had different songs. Mrs. Robinson was on it. Grace was on it. Long, Long Before Your Time, written by the great Johnny McAvoy. There was a couple of great songs like that. So it's I suppose now it's about getting back into that studio and keeping new fresh stuff coming for the radios.
Indeed. It must be pretty tough to sort of to actually get a single and sort of think, will I record that one? Will I record? It must be pretty tough to try and get a song that you think will be commercial and one that will go down.
Yeah, that's the one thing, Jerry. I think everybody will tell you. There's I suppose every song you think, or your latest single you think is going to be the one that will work. But I've recorded so many songs over the number of years, and songs that I thought would have been hugely popular, and were singles, ended up being songs that didn't work. And then you have it the other way around. You have songs that you have on albums that people seem to like. They work, they end up being the hits, or the songs that you'd left to one side that you said this will be an album filler, and that ends up being the biggest track of the album. So you really never know. The only person that can tell you what a hit is the people that are listening on the radio or coming to the gigs and listening to these songs. They're the people that can, and they're the only people that are able to tell you what's a hit. So you just have to go with the flow, and you're always looking. We're very lucky again with technology. The internet is great for looking for songs and different stuff, but you're always just hoping and thinking that this next song is the one that's going to work, and nobody ever knows. So it's always just a little bit of luck.
Indeed so. I mean, so many songs, so many great songs have been released that when I've heard them first, I've always thought, that is going to be huge, and it's not. And the same artist can take out another song at times, which I've often heard and often made the mistake in thinking that is just rubbish, and it turns out that song is one of the biggest hits they've ever had.
That's the thing. You can never put your finger on it. I suppose it's all down to to the right time and getting the right song at the right time, because certain artists have recorded songs and they didn't work, and then someone else follows and records it and has a huge hit with it. So you never know what's going to be good. So anybody that is listening in and looking to record, just go with your gut, and if you're lucky, it'll be the hit, and if not, stay trying and go for it again.
Indeed, so yeah, but you've been lucky. I mean, and as well as that, the singing talent and all the rest of it. You've had a lot of songs which are hits. I believe that the first one, am I correct in saying, was The Night Big Tom Came to Town?
That would have been before that. Dream Come True, if not, it would have been one of the very first singles that really took off for me. So it was. That was at the early days. Big Tom then was just a tribute to the king himself. So it was. So that was a bit of a novelty track at the time, and that got a bit of play. Then on the very first album, then as I said, Dream Come True was on it and that. But then You're the Best Friend That I've Ever Had, I'd say that from the very first album was the biggest track I had from that. And then we followed with different songs as I suppose as things progressed, we went with the likes of Seven Spanish Angels and that, the old Willie Nelson and Ray Charles song. And yes, I have to say the likes of My Darling Kathleen then came on the next album, and back in '68. They were huge songs and still are. And I suppose if you come up to the later albums then with the Galway Girl and different songs like that, My Oklahoma Home, It Blowed Away, John O'Reilly, these were all very, very popular songs. And then on the new album, we got a great run out of Grace, which was a huge song over here for the last 12 months. So we got, I suppose, over every album, I was very lucky that one song here and there came out. Tommy Kay, without a doubt, has to be the most popular song that I've recorded. Yes. Without a doubt, it's one of them songs that we have to sing over and over, night after night, and no matter how many times you sing it on the show, somebody's up looking for it again. So I've been very lucky with a number of songs over the last few years. So as I say, I can't really give out. Once you find, really, you're looking for one song on every album. You're recording, I suppose, between 12 to 16 songs on every album or thereabouts, and you're hoping just to get one out of each of that. And if you get one every time, you're very, very happy and very lucky that the people that are listening to the radios and buying the albums are looking for that song. So I think every artist, that's really what they're looking for, just that one song on every album. That's what keeps things afloat.
Indeed so. Mike, listen, it's been lovely catching up with you. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. I wish you loads of success also to your lady wife Liz and little Mia, who's now just over 2, no, she's not even 2 months old yet.
She's just 2 months old, just gone 2 months now at this stage.
Okay, Mike, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you, lovely to speak to you, and fingers crossed, as I say, stay safe, stay well, and
and requesting songs and different stuff. Thanks everybody, and mind yourselves and stay safe, and we're really looking forward to seeing and requesting songs and different stuff. Thanks everybody, and mind yourselves and stay safe, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody very, very shortly, and hopefully it'll be in better times.